Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everyone. SRL Project Cars to Asia Pacific V8 Supercars League. And after the carnage that was round one in Long Beach on the confines of the street circuit at Long Beach in the grand state of California, we continue our American road trip heading to the long sweeping corners of the very beautiful Willow Springs International Raceway. And can Formula One Rocks continue his perfect start to the season? So many questions that need to be answered here in round two of this league. And joining me to talk all about it once again is my co-commentator, Jason Wilkinson. Jason, a very good evening to you. What are we going to see tonight?
A lot of action, hopefully. Yes, so as you can see on the track map, it's a lot like Phillip Islands. I've called it Phillip Island's American cousin, just not as good. But yes, the long sweeping corners, the front left tyre is going to get absolutely torched here. And it's going to be a little challenge for the drivers. We might even see some pit stops in the super sprint race, which not really expecting it, as the transit time is about 22 seconds and the lap's only around a minute 15. So we might see the guys are really struggling. So, but right now we've got a 10-minute quality session as all the boys are getting ready to go out. And yes.
So, well, just thank you very much for that, Jason. You've jogged my memory, of course. The settings for tonight, second of the super sprint rounds after last week, of course, as we see the Team Kiwi Racing driver of Nemo coming out onto the track. He's managed to leave those cones undisturbed as he comes out onto Willow Springs International Raceway. You mentioned the format, Jason Wilkinson, 10-minute qualifying session, followed by a 16-lap race. The race date is autumn as, well, that was very close there. Some action on track already. Within the first minute here of qualifying, good to see Dean will be happy for everyone watching at home. Dean not joining us tonight. Some big names missing as there's a car facing the wrong way. But as we can see, Kart Dude, that's Rhino, in fact, facing the wrong way. And Dean will be happy. I mentioned Dean, Jason. I've got my chase cam sorted. So that's yes, a good start for tonight, and the bonnet cam, fantastic stuff. So we've got two races tonight, Jace, I believe, yes, and like you said, 16 laps. And if you want to tell us a bit more about this super exciting sprint racing format that we can look forward to again tonight here at Willow Springs.
Yeah, it's the same as last week, so, oh my god, someone's flying off in the background. Same as last week, so we've got a 10-minute quality session, get into a race that's around 20-25 minutes, and then give all the boys a bit of a break, you know, go to the toilet, celebrate if you're the winner, and then we go back into another 10-minute quality session, and then another 15 to 20-minute race. So tonight, it's going to be a 16-lap race, as mentioned, and pole time, I'm going to say high 11 should be the pole time, and I'm going to put money on this guy tonight. He's been looking pretty quick in the practice, and it depends if he can get a clean lap and not get blocked. It's sort of a short circuit. You can see on the map up in the top right there, there's a bit of a space at the moment. We are missing two guys, so V8 Man and HSV, so the two podium getters last week, but we're missing them, so that opens up the podium as Fubble has a nice little slide through that corner there. Opened up the podium to some new boys, and hopefully we can see Knife Guns is back this week after the connection problems last week, so he'll be up there. Waffles will be looking to redeem a little bit of redeem himself from a bit of average first round, and same as Andy and Ridey, so should be a good session. We've got first laps completing in a second, so yes.
Yes, they're very bunched up. I tell you what, just a 10-minute qualifying session. We're already down to a little bit under 7 minutes. We mentioned it last week, Jay. It's very important to get out there. We can see the field all bunched up, and the pressure is on to get a good lap time in as soon as possible, as we see Kart Dude then cross the start-finish straight.
12.3.
And a 1:12.3. Well, we were taking bets on pole position last week, and we weren't too far off. Speaking of off, somebody's off on the right there as we take a look at our championship leader, the man that made a perfect start. He won race 1, took pole position in race 1, won race 1 amidst all of the carnage, and did the same in race 2 to back it up. And has he set a provisional pole time? No, he hasn't. He comes across the line, heading across the start-finish line. Here we go, Jace.
Ooh, 13.1. So P4 at the moment, and then jump straight in the pits as the guys like to do. And I just noticed Nige up to P2 with a 12.5. So as I said, they're just warming up at the moment, so we should, yeah, high 11 as Mickey or Compact, one of those boys, just go flying through there. So yeah, high 11 should be the bottom. We've got Waffles 123, Hecker 125, Latex 126. So it should be a fairly close field, maybe only 2 seconds between the first and 14, so should be quite interesting.
That's what we want to see, and geez, I tell you what, Nige Guns there, just heading through that second sector, coming towards the end of the lap through turns 7 and the long sweeper, which is actually named the sweeper, mind you. Turn 9, here he comes onto the start-finish straight. He's run a little bit wide here, Jace, but what can he do? Nige Guns making up for lost time. He was away last week. Can he improve on a 112.5? Yes, he can. Yes. A 112.270 for our gun. And Mickey, the mobile chicane, getting in the way, I think, yet again. Apologies if that was somebody else, but anyway, oh geez, here we go.
Compact,
talk about awkward. I knew it was one of the blue cars from Team Aussie Racing. As well, I tell you what, just
pops in a 12-0 just then.
Can't do 12-0. Are we going to see somebody sink into the 11s? Could we see a 111, Jason? As someone very rudely texts me, they know between 8 and 9:30 I do the stream. Anyway, we'll leave that for later on. So righty now. On your screen, what's he done? A 112.4, heading straight back to the pits, Jason.
Lost a bit of time in that last sector there. You're 6/10 down. I'm not sure if you guys you are getting the splits up the top there. So obviously green means they're on their personal best, and red is on their not personal best. So we might have a look at another boys. Mickey, who was again a little bit slow last week, he's actually got the second fastest time in a V8 around Willow Springs at the moment, beating me, the little bastard. But yeah, so hopefully he can put that into effect here as what's his best time? 1:13.4. So I think it's a 12.4 is the best time trial time. As you see, Brody's just gone, Cardude's gone bang. 12.0, Nige 12.2, so I think those two have actually under the fastest time in time trial. But what does Mickey do there? He's just starting lap now by the looks of it.
And
only 3 minutes to go.
3 minutes to go, that's right. 3.5 minutes left in this qualifying session, so the pressure is on. Our man Nemo has only managed to do a 113.7 now. In fact, he was 9th, now he is 10th. And he's 1.7 seconds off the pole position time. Don't forget to get your comments in. Plenty of views on the stream. He's up on this sector as he comes around to complete the lap. A very short lap. What can he do, Jason? Here he comes.
P5. Yep, P5. 113 flat.
P5, 7/10 up on that lap. So just under 3 minutes remaining in this qualifying session now as we take a look at the provisional standings. Cardude on pole position with a time, which you said, Jace, quicker than that set in time trial. So maybe they've turned it up to party mode. And Nige Guns, his first race of the season with a 112.2. And the rest of the results there on your screen. What can Fubbles do? P4 with a 112.6. So our man on the pad, 6/10 down, Jace, as we come towards the end of qualifying 1 here tonight.
Mickey goes up to P5 just then, 112.8, so good by him. It's just splitting the ever close guys from round 1, Fubbles and Nemo, who, as I said, don't really like each other. Bit of a classic Australian versus Kiwi rivalry there. So they've had a few little biffs and buffs beforehand, so
yeah, it's plenty.
Split them up, that should be alright.
Plenty happening. I tell you what, the pressure's on this man though.
He's on the lap here. He's 5 minutes up in the first sector.
Let's hope he doesn't get blocked like last week, Jess.
Well, it's like Cardude in front, so Cardude plays it. Well, it is Cardude because there's no Dean tonight, so HSC, sorry. So Cardude shouldn't block in here.
We say shouldn't.
What split is 6/10 up, nearly 7/10 up here. So that's P3 at the moment. You might get a little sneaky slipstream from Cardude.
Here we go.
What's it going to be?
The line. What can he do?
P4. He lost a little bit in that last sector. Only just. Hang on, I just realised Fubble was up to P3.
Wow, our man Fubbles. We love Fubbles for Two Guns Racing. He got his career best finish last week, didn't he? Finished on the podium, position 3. Yep. That's where he was at the end of race 2 last week. like we said, a very chaotic race, the season opener in Long Beach in California. And what I love about this track, Jace, 2.5 miles, 9 turns, a traditional road course is what we want to see. Long, sweeping corners, none of these runoff areas, Jace. If you go off here, you can see the silo and the trucks in the background. You know full well where I've ended up at this track. It's never easy if you go offline here.
Yeah, if you dip a wheel on that, well, very dirty, well, dirt and grass, it's pretty much the sand, but if you dip a wheel off there, because it's a clockwise circuit, you're ending off out well off the track. So it's a bit different from very different from Long Beach last week, where if you made a mistake you're in the wall. This, if you make a mistake, you're probably losing more time by hitting silos, as yours truly has done before, Kid Boys.
Yes, that's right. I couldn't even find reverse to get out of there as Fubbles getting out of the way of a couple of guys going through there.
Done. Time is done. So boys is finishing off their laps at the moment.
So first, righty. Tell you what, he's getting airtime for those sponsors, but apart from that, he's
P5.
Well, P5, not a bad effort from him though. Third row of the grid as we recap these results. The time ticking down in qualifying one. Formula One Rocks, our championship leader.
Not going to go pole. He's in the pits.
The clean sweep is over for now, but we'll see what he can do from the second row of the grid. Like we said, if you want to get involved, Jace, SupremeRacingLeague.com, all the W's.SupremeRacingLeague.com. We've got pretty much a full grid. If you can't race, watch it with us. That's what we like to do every week. Here he goes.
He's probably going to just better his time and just rub salt in the wounds of all those behind as he goes bang, 11.9. So his provisional pole, who's still on the lap?
11.9. Nemo, what can he do? Can he improve on ninth position? He's 1.1.
Rhino down in P12.
Well,
not looking good for him. Well, that's definitely not good for him. That is his session over. So I'll quickly get up the standings while we got the last 15 seconds. Rhino not looking good at the moment.
Well, there we go, Jace. The results for everyone at home on your screens. We count down 7, 6, 5, 4 in qualifying here. Cartu to 1:11.949. So finally, somebody dipping into the 1:11s. We mentioned that earlier in the session, followed by Nige Gun to 1:12.2. And the qualifying session, as you can see on your screen for everybody watching at home, is well and truly over. Fubbles in third, so continuing his good form, Jason, from round one. Formula One Rocks, our championship leader, unable to back it up yet again for round two here at Willow Springs. Only fourth on the grid from Righty in fifth. Waffles and Bits in sixth. Mickey, our man who was spinning around more than Kylie Minogue there, in seventh. Andy Holden in eighth. Ninth for Nemo. Spinning around, you're riding my way.
I've just got a little bit of information. Cartude's sped in the pits, which could mean a one-place grid penalty.
Well.
So, let's have a little look at this. Oh no, he's still P1, so maybe he just got a warning.
He's still on pole position. So he might have got a warning, like you said, Jace. Everybody on the stream will not be happy with that. They love our man Cartude, as we do. Like we said, for everyone watching at home there, as we get ready to go racing, Cartude, Nige Guns, Fubbles, Formula One Rocks, your top two rows of the grid. Then Righty, Waffles and Bits. Where were we? Where we got rudely interrupted. Nemo was in ninth. Womp in 10th. Latex, our little Schnitzelhoffen, in 11th there. Rhino in 12th, down for him. Compact in 13th. Hekakosh 14th. And that rounds out your starting positions. And anyone lower than 14th is not very interested in, anyway. But no, I'm sure they'll provide some highlights for us later on in the race as we get ready to go racing. Race one, round two. Kid Byers has got his cameras finally sorted. Look at that. Nige Guns in second for Two Guns Racing. Then it's Fubbles continuing. Two Guns Racing on row two. Mad Dog Racing Righty there. Waffles and Bits in sixth. Mickey managing to get his Team Aussie Racing entry into 7th. 8th for Andy Holden on the couch, formerly Casting Couch Racing. In the first of the Kiwis, Nemo in P9. Then it's Womp in P10. Latex, a very shoot-stuffle to you there. Rhino in 11th. Latex, sorry, in 11th. Womp, Compact, 13th. Hekakosh. They're all there, and I'm stuffing up these grid places, Jace, as we get ready to go racing. Eye Contrast has been good enough to join us. How many laps, he says? 16 laps.
16 laps.
Boy, I hope these lights go off quick, because the tension, the drama, it's killing me. Eye Contrast joined us last week. Great to have you back again.
Here we go.
Here we go. Ready to go racing. Round 2 of Season 2. Race 1 of Round 2 of Season 2. Here we go. 5 lights, red. 3 lots of 5 red lights, and they're away. Oh, I tell you what, somebody, Bubbles there, looked to be make a jump start. Righty, in fact, he could be in the lead. Cartoon leading into turn 1, then it's Righty in second. Fubbles maintains third position, but it's Cartoon out to the lead, and they're side by side. Somebody, Mickey's off, and I think 2 of the blue cars are off. They've spent more time off the track than on it so far this week, as Cartoon streaming ahead. Look at that, a second in front already. Jace, Nige Guns in second back for his first race of the season. Righty, Formula One Rocks, our championship leader in fourth. What a hectic start to this race.
Yes, a little bit tight at this first couple of laps until the boys saw each other out as we got latex off. Well off, it's still in turn 2 at the moment. But yes, Cartoon doing what Formula One Rocks did last week, and that's get a quick little lead, and hopefully he's going to be hoping he can hold on. As you can see, there's Nige Guns, there's a good little camera angle, Righty, Formula One Rocks, Waffles, Nemo, Andy, Rhino up to P8, Womp, Hecka, Fubbles down from P3.
Fubbles, a disappointing start for him as they... Oh, Mickey's off again. Latex there as well, slotting into 14th position. He's had some trouble, but it's this man in front for Sodi Motorsport, crossing the line, the start-finish line to complete lap 1. Then it's Nige Guns, Righty, Formula One Rocks, Waffles, Nemo, Andy Holden. Jesus, Jason, I can't keep up. Hecka, gosh, Rhino, they're all there. Bubbles, well down the order from his start. His good qualifying position as we come through turns 1, the Castrol corner, into the Rabbits here, turn 2. Very humorous corner names. Hopefully no one's taking the mickey. I think they are the real names. We'll have someone check that out. Yeah. But lap 2 out of 16.
This one's the best one, yeah. This one here is, was it Budweiser? I don't know what it's got. The second word.
I'll take a Budweiser at this point in time as Cartoon well up. And look at that lead, Jace. We saw Formula One Rocks do it last week, and now it's Cartoon doing it this week. Formula One Rocks struggling there, under pressure from Waffles in position number 5. And I tell you what, look at that. Cartoon streaking away at the front, I should say. Nige Guns in second, Righty in third. But Formula One Rocks, Jace, under all sorts of pressure here on lap 2 at Willow Springs.
Yeah, you can see, once you get stuck behind someone, it's pretty hard to pass, so he's going to have to work pretty hard here. You've got to pretty much just try and latch onto the rear wing and just try and put as much pressure as you can on. As you can see, you get a little bit of a slipstream down this front straight, and you're turning, or right, you've missed the turning, so it's again, that's a very Phillip Island-esque corner where it's on camber, it's got camber going into it, and then it drops off towards the end as he makes a nice little move up the inside there. And well, that's P3 for him.
Up to P3, displacing Righty there as a couple of cars further back seem to be struggling on the track map. But anyway, we'll stick with the main battles. It's Cartoon, followed by Nige Guns, 2 seconds behind him. Formula One Rocks, a nice little move on Righty there, Jason. Our championship leader, that is quality. That's what he does. Let's hope that his internet connection can hold up as Rhino looks to be struggling for Mad Dog Racing in P7, chasing Nemo in P6, lap 3 out of 16. And we said it earlier on in the broadcast tonight, Jason, we could possibly see pit stops tonight given the hot temperatures here.
Yeah, track is about 34 degrees, so that's why we made it in the autumn, because springtime was about 50 degree track temp, which would have just made that front left just absolutely melt, which it already does now. So it's up to the drivers as I'm getting bitten by Simba. Stop it, mate, please. Daddy's commentating.
Just Simba. Simba just taking a piece out of our man.
Nice move by Nemo up the inside.
Nemo up to P5. He's had a handy little. He's been very handy around this racetrack. He didn't qualify too high up the grid. Starting P9 though.
And up to P5. So
up to
that's
P5.
Not bad for him.
And like we mentioned, round 2 here, Long Beach last week, Willow Springs this week. Continuing our US road trip with the fine state of California there. Nemo under all sorts of pressure there, Jace, from our man Waffles. And let me tell you, Team Kiwi Racing holding off very well. Lap 4 out of 16. Cartoon still in the lead, Jace, and that gap is now 3 seconds.
Yeah, 3 seconds to the young Tasmanian. So we might have missed him last week. We'd have an extra person battling from P2 to P5. But Yeah, so he's just going to try and get as many points as he can, because he's sort of, once you miss the race, you're down the field pretty quickly. But actually, I've got some breaking news. F1 Rocks is not going to be with us for Bathurst. He's got some prior commitments on, so if it's not all over until the last round, because a 25-point lead for him does not mean that it's game over.
Well,
so,
that is very disappointing, not only for us, Jace, as commentators in this great sport and this great league, but for everybody.
Nemo's had a bit of a spin. He's down to P9, so back where he qualified.
Nemo back where he started. Well, that is disappointing. I tell you what, if Jono were here, I'm sure he's a man of few words, but I'm sure he'd have a bit to say about that. Our man, he doesn't like turning up for Bathurst, does he? He hasn't had a good run. He missed season 1, and it's looking like he might miss season 2. But the way he's been driving, Jace, although he's down in P3 here tonight, just biding his time, it could very well be all over by the time we get to Bathurst. He's on 50 points, 2 wins from 2 starts, 2 podium finishes, shake and bake. Racing, well, I had the results, the team championship, the constructors, I should say, on my screen, but it's gone now. But anyway, so lap 5 out of 16. Now, I know what you're all saying at home, as Fubbles, our controller man, has a cheeky look at Rhino there. And Rhino's worked his way up too there. Top 6 now for him after being further down.
Fubbles was down in P11, he's up now at P7, so these two are making a little comeback drive at the moment.
Now, I know what you're...
Bubbles was actually on the limiters then, so he's running a shorter gear ratio, so he might be better out the corners, but not good on trying to pass, which, as you can see, he's a lot faster here, doesn't want to turn him around.
Oh, there's a bit of a mistake there, wasn't it? You've got to say there from Rhino, and that's put him under pressure there. Now Fubbles with that beautiful settings on that bonnet cam there. Full credit to Jason. Oh, I tell you what, this is a tough corner. This one isn't. Turn 4. Oh, side by side. I reckon he's got him here. Has Fubbles got up to P6? Yes, he has. And what does Crofty really like to say, Jace? He gets the job done. And he's up into P6.
Yeah, that was a nice movement. It's pretty hard to pass through that real tight section. There's really only one line, but the young man gets it done.
Somebody,
6 now.
Somebody in the pits there, I believe. But anyway, they can't be too important as we look.
Compact. I think he's actually retired from the session. So
retired from the race. So our first DNF so far. As Fubbles crosses the line, lap 7 out of 16, approaching half race distance. There's our leader. Now, I know what you're saying at home, everybody watching this stream. This isn't Formula 1. This isn't other racing categories, Jace, where I'll tell you what, we see the first lap, we see some carnage, and then the results are set in stone. We like to see action. Things change. They chop and change all the time. And that's what's brilliant about this series, and for everybody who follows us around the globe, Jace, that things can change every single lap of the race. Just when you think things are settled, things can always change, can't they, Jace?
Yeah, as you can see right now, Hecker and Mickey battling for P11, and Mickey gets the job done around the outside of turn 2, which is not a bad little move there by Mickey, so...
Well, round the outside. Here we go now, Hecker Kosh. It's not all about the leaders either, is it, Jace? We like to keep an eye on these guys battling for the points-paying positions further down the order. For everyone watching, and if you're new, first of all, welcome to you. We use a Formula 1 style point system, so 25 for first and 10 points down to 10th position, with 1 point being awarded for 10th place. Speaking of points-paying positions, Waffles, he's looking to get 10 points for On The Couch Racing here tonight. He's a little bit behind Righty in P2. The field spreading out fairly quickly. This looks like to be the closest battle on track, Jace, so far as we've reached half race distance, lap 8 out of 16.
Yeah, you're going to see the boys are going to sort of try and calm it down a little bit, try and get that front left, because that can get up to about 120, 130 degrees from getting butchered by turn 2, this corner here, and then the last corner, the big sweeper into turn 9. So the front left can get, as Righty has a spin and collected.
Well, dearie me. Collected all right. He's just punted him completely off the road there. Righty started it, and he got finished. He got finished off well and truly.
Yeah, there's not much Waffles can do there. You're pretty flat out coming back up out of there. So He did hit the brakes, which is good enough by him, as he hit him so hard that he ended up doing barrel rolls, as we've seen can happen on this game. But that's just sort of, yeah, let's shake up the grid a bit. Now the Mad Dog Racing boys are P6 and 7, respectively, and Trouble is now back, caught up a bit from that to Waffle, so
I tell you what, let's lap 9 out of 16 here, Jace. It's all happening. The field starting to tighten up. And there's a lot of love on the stream here tonight as V8 Man 51, our man Dane, couldn't be with us tonight, but he's here in spirit. We love you, brother, and we know you're watching this at home. Love hearts all around on the stream. Get your comments in throughout the course of the evening. We will endeavour to answer your questions as we recap the field then. Lap 9 out of 16, like I mentioned, Can't Dude in first. That gap is closing back to Nige Guns. It's just 2.7 seconds. As Formula One rocks there, maintaining third position. Things are getting tight at the top. A bit like that advert on Fox Sports, Jace, which we love very much. Things are it's really getting tight at the top, isn't it? And wow, 7 laps to go. This race is not over yet, Jace.
Yeah, you will see Cartu might be just sort of playing with Nigel at the moment. Doesn't want to overheat that front left, so he's just maybe pulled it back a little as he just put in a 13.0, which Nige does a 12.7, so he did close up a little bit. F1 Rocks did a 13.5, so maybe he's sort of pulled the pin and just trying to save his tyres, so he doesn't want to, you know, P3 is pretty good, starting P4 and being the championship leader. You don't want to risk it. The boys are in the low to mid 13s, Rhino up into the 14.5s. But everyone's around the 13.5, so you can see the pace just dropped out. You're about a second slower as Righty almost runs out of road there. About a second slower compared to your quality time. That's just as Andy's right on the back of Rhino at the moment, so he might ride on board with Andy.
Yes, this
you
is
see it's a very
bumpy
section here. And you can even see the car bottom out as he turns his left-hander here. You can see the bumps there on the throttle. Bit of a different line. We'll see the lines going into this long sweeper here. You can either hold it tight, which will give you a better time, but it's going to torture that front left, or you can run a little bit more straighter and a little bit wider as these two sort of are doing right now, just to try and save that front left a little bit more, which then it gets a little bit of cooling off through there, and now it's back into full throttle here.
Tell you what,
as you can see, just pull it away.
Closest battle on track, and have a look at that though there, Jace. Rhino pulling out, like you said, gear ratios can play a big factor here at the American cousin of Phillip Island, and we love Phillip Island and we love Willow Springs as well. A fast flowing, highly technical circuit, and this is a funny corner, this one, isn't it, Jace? You think you can go in quicker than what you can, and it sort of tightens back in on you.
Yeah, it actually goes up, the elevation actually goes up, so it gives you that tightening feel, and yeah, it's a pretty tough corner. There's sort of multiple lines you can take. You can either take it really tight as Andy, he gets swiped by Rhino, unfortunately.
He's in the fence, Andy, for On The Couch Racing, and that's going to put him down to P9, I'm afraid, and even under pressure there from Mickey for the final points paying position. I think he might be all right there from Mickey. The gap's about 5 seconds as we look at Nemo for Team Kiwi Racing. And boy, wasn't that very, very humorous indeed. We got onto the impressions last week and we asked him how he was going, and he was pretty pissed off, eh? And then I think we said later in the stream he was more livid. Livid would be a more accurate description, but anyway, that's very funny stuff there. Kit Byers, shut your mouth. That's you've done that. We don't want to offend anybody here on the stream tonight. Tell you what, don't forget lap 12 out of 16, so the field pretty well spread out. The things start to see, but come back quickly because race 2 happening a few minutes after this. You can go off, have a commercial break, as we like to call it, before you can come back and watch us and listen to us on YouTube for race 2. Can't Dude, I tell you what, here goes Nemo. What can he do now? Rhino just 1 second behind him. Oh, he looks to have gone wide there, Rhino. Can Nemo make the most of it? Here we go now into the second sector. Can he get him, Jace?
Yeah, it looks like Rhino's struggling a bit. He might be running softs all around, where a few of the other boys are running the hard front left and softs to the rest. So just to protect that front left a little bit. So maybe Rhino's running the the softs all round, which is going to be hurting him. As you can see, he understeers a bit through there. As a matter of fact, I do know Nemo is running the hard front left, so you can see maybe that's why his pace is a little bit better at the moment. As you can see, the last lap time Rhino did a 15.8 compared to Nemo's 13.7, so until the lap time is here, 15.0 to a 14.2, so definitely see it's paying dividends to run that hard front left, as the boys at the start of the race would have dropped back compared to the soft tyre guys. And now it's, yeah, definitely taking dividends to run the hard front left. And you see, might be able to get a move up. As you can see, Rhino just runs out of road, runs out of grip, and almost has a spin as Nemo just flies around the outside.
Nemo, have a look at that, getting the job done. There's another battle between Waffles there and Fubs, the man who finished in P3 last week. What's he done?
Was Bubbles been P5 and Waffles P4? Have they switched, or was Waffles come up? I can't remember. I have to go back in the stream and have a look. I have a feeling Waffles was in P4 and Bubbles P5, but correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you can see the best lap is 2.5 seconds down, so maybe Waffles made a little mistake, allowing Bubbles to get through. We might ride on board in a little cheeky cockpit camera and see what it's like on the inside here.
Well, let's
break out those two cones, turn in. You can see how it's very cambered and then it drops away from the other side. So you might get a really nice turn in and then the car will just naturally drift out. So it's a pretty cool corner. I do like that corner. You can see Waffles. Oh, you just see if you turn a little bit too hard, it just cooks that front left, and by the end of it, you got nothing.
It is a front left killer, Jason, as we ride on board with our man Waffles. And, I tell you what, he's getting very close there indeed, as, well, he's looking to get, he's looking really to get into Fubbles' mirrors there and say, hello, I'm here, let's go and play, as we are counting down. He's running out of laps though, Jay, so you'd think you'd have to make a move sooner rather than later as we come around turn 9, the long sweeper. And if you get a good run out of here, Jason, you might be able to do something on the start-finish straight. But like we said, Cart Dude, our leader now, on to lap 15. Of course, up at the top of your screen, it's saying that because these boys are still on lap 14. But anyway, here they go across the line. The penultimate lap for Cart Dude. These boys have got 2 remaining. Can Waffles do something for On The Couch Racing? As we come into turn 1, he's a fair way back there, Jace. Maybe, just maybe, as Righty's into the pits.
Maybe he had a penalty, maybe. I'm not sure why he'd pit on the second last lap, unless he's made a mistake and actually run into the pit lane accidentally, which is not, not common, but if you do get caught in that grass, it can throw you out. But we might get back on board with Bubbles, as the gaps at the front look pretty stagnant at the moment.
They look pretty stagnant. Our man dominating, Cart Dude looking to take his first win since Daytona, I believe. In season 1, race the Jace, that rhymes, would rather forget, but anyway, enough about that. So here we go, Waffles now for On The Couch Racing. Can he take P4 off of Fubbles? That gap now is closing just over a second. The closest battle out on track is Cart Dude coming up to start his last lap. But anyway, we'll stick with this. Cart Dude 5.1 seconds ahead of Formula 1 Rocks in 3rd. Not bad for the championship, you'd have to say, Jace, for everyone watching at home as well. Fubbles in 4th. Waffles in 5th, Nemo down there in 6th, Andy, Rhino, Righty, Mick, Heckakosh outside of the points. What can he do about that? He's only a second away from Mickey as Wampin, is that Cart Dude making his way through some traffic possibly as he comes the last lap of the race. Let's ride him home. He hasn't won a race here in SRL Project Cars 2 since Daytona back in round 3. That was also in the great US of A. Somebody off ahead of him there, but I don't think that's going to worry him too much.
Whoa! I thought you was a bit close there by Wampin, that's right.
A little bit too close for comfort as we ride him home here through turn 7, 8, 9.
It's a very narrow line.
Here we go, Jace. Very narrow line indeed. That gap is 4 seconds. Let's take him home. The man from Sodi Motorsport Racing. He's been waiting a long time for this. He couldn't get it done in season 1, but let's ride this man home. Cart Dude is our race 1 winner here at season 2. Nige Guns in 2nd. Our championship leader, Formula 1 Rocks, in 3rd for Shake and Bake Racing. Bubbles and Waffles, what can they do? Can Waffles get a run on him here on the last corner? I don't think so. The lights are flashing, but nobody is home as Waffles has got to settle for 5th. Nemo, he's not too pissed off today. He comes around that last corner onto the main straight and can't do. Well,
I have a little cartoon celebration going on here. I think we might have missed that. Sorry, mate. But
if you're going to argue with me over donuts after the race, you can honestly. Anyway, enough about that. Andy P7 crossing the line ahead of Rhino. Rhino 11 Jones ahead righty. So tell you what, look at that 8th and 9th. Those boys getting some handy points as Mickey. The championship. Here we go. Look at this. The battle is on for the final points paying position between Mickey and Hekakosh. And it's Mickey getting it by the skin of his sack, Jason.
That's 2 races in a row now. 2 races in a row now. The Hecker is being pipped to the line for P10. So what we might do is you can go through the championship board if you just press XX. I'll get our race winner in quickly and have a little chat. And yes.
So there we go, the updated positions for everyone watching at home as our man, my co-commentator Jace, will fix everything up for us in terms of getting the winners in. Formula One Rock still maintains the championship lead with another podium finish here at Willow Springs Raceway ahead of Cart Dude. Boy, hasn't he jumped up now, just 20 points behind our championship leader. Fubbles in 3rd. Very nice for him. HSV, apologies to him for not being here. Rhino, 28 points now. V8 man, gee, it's tight, getting very tight there, isn't it? From 3rd to 6th and 7th, Crofty. Nige Guns, 18 points, 1 start, 1 podium. Good for him. Andy in 9th, Nemo in 10th in the championship. And boy, as we head down the order now here as we wait for race 2 to get underway, don't go anywhere like I mentioned. Hekakosh in 11th on 6 points. 4 points for Righty. Latex just the 2 points. Mickey getting the his first points finish of the year, just holding off Hekakosh. Womp and Compact yet to score as we welcome our race winner from race 1, Brody Sward.
G'day guys, how's it going?
Brody, fantastic stuff. Your first win, my good man, since Daytona in Season 1. Praying to God that you're allowing your voice to be shared on the live stream. I'm sure that if it's not, someone will tell us soon. Mate, talk us through that race.
Yeah, I just checked it.
All good. Talk us through that race, mate. You dominated it from start to finish. You even got into the 1:11.9s in qualifying. You couldn't do that in time trial. How did you do it tonight?
I just got to thank Study Motorsport for a great car. We worked hard after the first round. Struggled a little bit, but we worked hard through to the next round, and yeah, happy with the result, mate. Really happy.
And boy, let me tell you, Jace, I'll let you in for questions soon, but where does this put you for race 2, Cart Dude? We saw Formula One Rocks dominate in Long Beach last week. This sets you up pretty nicely for race 2 here tonight as well.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure, because it's later in the day, I believe. So the temperatures might be a little lower, so it might actually work against me, because I seem to have good twilight in that last race compared to some others. But I'm sure
the track temp will be only a couple of degrees cooler, so it shouldn't affect too much. It should be fairly the same. But
You never know in SRL project cars.
You never know. Very good plug. Thanks for that as we join another session. Apologies if there's the dreaded blue screen of death. Thank you very much for that plug. Like we said, Cart Dude, all the w's.supremeracingleague.com.au. I think I've got that website correct. Yes, don't forget to jump on the SRL Project Cars 2 forum to get involved as we join a new lobby. Looked like we were racing something from a little bit further back than the V8 Supercars there for a second, but we are in the V8 Supercars for another 16 laps here at Willow Springs Raceway. Big hello to everybody, all 6 people, Jace. We've almost pushed into double figures on the stream tonight. Eye contrast, V8 man who's missing tonight, so plenty of people watching the stream. Interesting race for you, that one there.
Yeah, it was a little bit boring actually. Just was alone the whole race. but Cart Dude did a really good job. Just fast as.
As Cart Dude leaves the party. It seemed as if Cart Dude was a little bit too quick in that first race there, Jono. Things might change in race number 2, but in terms of the championship, I know you like to win every time you go out onto the track, but still in the championship battle there, you're still 20 points up and looking good championship-wise heading to race 2 tonight.
Yeah, that's true. But still heaps of races.
You done? Good.
Well, you're right. There still is plenty of races to go. Well, 8 in fact, or 8 times 2 minus the super sprint rounds. Don't forget round 10, Bathurst. Now, what's this I hear, Jono, about you not being able to join us again for Bathurst? What's going on, mate? Surely you can mark it down in your calendar fairly early.
Oh, it's my mum's birthday.
It's my mum's birthday.
Can't dog the old mum.
Well, I don't know whether, Jace, we're going to have to get back to you there, Jono, because we don't know whether that's a good enough excuse to possibly miss out on the championship finale. But the way you're driving, mate, you might have it wrapped up before then. So just a quick comment, Jace, if you've got have you got a question for Jono before we get going?
Yes, do you reckon you'll be able to improve on your quality efforts in race 2?
I don't know. That was a 12.4. It's my best lap previous.
Yep.
That's my best laps. I don't know how I can go faster.
Give us some gentle, mate. Give us some gentle.
Up the gas.
There we go. Give it.
Well, good luck for race 2, mate, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon.
Now, thank you very much for that, Jono. Jono, aka Formula 1 Rocks, good enough to join us there. He has now left the party as I try to find my mouse, Jace. Now, we had some big names missing. V8 Man, who's been kind enough to leave a comment on the stream. Where is he at tonight, Jace?
He is helping his girl tomorrow morning. He's helping his girlfriend's dad, I think it was stock some WRC cars, World Rally cars, into shipping containers, as that's the work that her dad does. So it's pretty cool. Good excuse to have a night off. So
well, I tell you what, we don't take too many excuses here on the SRL Project Cars 2 stream. But, well, we'll accept that one for V8 Man. He's a pretty smooth-looking operator, is Dane. And sounds like he's onto a winner there too if the future father-in-law stacking WRC cars. So we might leave that one. And apparently Dean McKinnon, who was worried about my chase cam last week, kid buyers, get it sorted out. We have done that this week. Apparently for everyone watching at home, he's watching a real sport, Jason. He's watching AFL football.
That's it. Yes, he is watching, a real man's sport, none of this sniffing bums rugby stuff, as I'm going to copy a little bit of flack from those boys who do watch that. But, so what we'll do right now is we will get started for race 2.
I tell you what, V8 Man, Dano just agreeing there. Accurate details, Jason, he says.
I think he was, or maybe he was agreeing with my rugby chat. Okay. I doubt it. Yeah. I think he's agreeing with why he's not here. But yes,
we still think he's onto a winner there. As don't bite that. My trusty dog Xena by my side there. Anyway, enough about that. The countdown is on. Ready for race 2. Dane, we are sending our love out to you. I wish I was stacking a few WRC cars as well. But anyway, this track, 4.02 kilometres, 2.9 miles, roughly 9 turns, light cloud. 1st of September, the game time. And like Cart Dude mentioned, when he came to the party a little bit before, Jace, the time a little bit later, so track temperatures could be lower, and it might be a little bit easier on the tyres here in race 2.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too different. I think with me doing my testing, it was about 34 degrees in the first race, which was 3 p.m, and it's about 30 degrees now for 5 p.m. So a little bit different, but a little bit more of a sunset too, so that could be causing more havoc rather than the track temp. There's a few guys might get caught out by the sun, as someone just has a nice little spin there.
Well, someone
might have been...
Who's that?
Latex, there he is. Latex driving backwards in the pits, which is always good to see.
Well,
but
yep, he might get a penalty. No, you won't get a penalty for that, Jace. We're talking about people getting caught out by the sunset and Latex. He's been caught out by the pit lane. But anyway, compact for Team Aussie Racing. Another 10-minute qualifying session. That's what we love about this new season, don't we, Jay? Season 2 here. It's short, it's sharp, it's got plenty of action, and it is very, very sexy racing. As compact coming out looking to set a lap early. And that is the secret. We keep saying it, Jace. Get your laps in early so you don't you avoid that pressure later on in the session. And you've got to almost have that, you don't, what would you call it, Jace? Unneeded pressure trying to get your lap times in late in the session.
Yeah, as you saw in the first qualifying session, it can get a little bit bunched up. So you might try and leave it late and try and get the best track conditions, but you also might get caught out by a bit of traffic. So it's probably best just to get a banker in as everyone's out on track right now, as the last guy just leaves, Nige Guns leaves the pits, but
someone else leaves the track.
Sakumi Racing boys like getting a bit soft. Maybe it's just the way to heat up the tyres. Latex spin in the pits and Hecker having a nice little spin there. So
the bloody Sakumi
boys,
boys,
on track.
Too much sushi.
So as we see, as Compact's going to have a nice clear track ahead of him, so he's going to have the best part of the track. Hopefully he can do a good lap. As everyone's starting up, there's a little bit of a bunch up going towards the back there, but there's meant to be a go point there, so you can't go much slower once you hit that going into the sweeper. So little rule I chucked in, but here's Compact looking nice as he goes through. He has to get out the throttle there. He might have understeered towards the end, but might ride on board with the young Queenslander. Oh, has a nice, nearly, yep, saves it. He is actually a compact speed car driver in real life, so showing his sideways skills there. We might have a quick look at who's getting some fast sectors. I think it might be this guy.
They're all bunching up. Surprise, surprise, Kart Dude. The sun setting there. We mentioned about the track temps getting cool, but Kart Dude is heating up. You're too old to have played NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo, or Jace's Kart Dude goes off and gets more airtime than Michael Jordan in the 1998 NBA Finals. But anyway, look at that Kart Dude there for Sony Motorsport as Grace Vincent. Cheers, winner, chicken dinner. That might be V8. V8's missus, is it?
Yes.
I'll tell you what,
it is.
we might just hold on to that. Grace, hold the line. We'll be with you shortly. I wouldn't mind stacking some WRC cars. In fact, I'll stack any cars. Anyway, enough about that. We love our Queenslanders too, don't we? We complain about the cold down here in Victoria and the fact we're stuck with -5 degrees and whatnot. And these Queenslanders, if it gets down to 20 degrees, they're wearing bloody shorts and a t-shirt. But anyway, here comes Compact. What can he do? A 114.6. He gets all out of shape, but he's still got track position. Formula One rocks. Well, he must have turned it up into party mode, Jace, with a 112.5.
Oh, his ego's wide too. Looks like the boys are struggling a little bit with the turn in at turn 5 there. Bubbles was wide there, sorry, turn 3 there, sorry. Maybe there's a little bit of, speaking of something on track, Mickey just brought a nice bit of, a lot of grass going to turn 2 there, but there is a system where if you run off the track and come back on, you will bring a bit of dirt or gravel or whatever you run over back on track. So maybe Hecker might have had that little spin and put a bit of grass on the track on the inside turn 3, which is causing a little bit of havoc at the moment. But Righty, what's he going to do? Is he going to improve?
Righty.
No. 2 seconds down. So.
Mad Dog Racing there. Our man Righty not able to get the job done. So, well, look at that. Where do these qualifying sessions go, Jason Wilkinson? 5 minutes remaining, 5 gone, 5 to go. It's currently Formula One rocks a kitten's whisker ahead of Righty in second. Boy, hasn't he jumped up. Nige Guns in third, Bubbles fourth. The rest of the results there on your screen. But the big news, Jason, is that Kart Dude, the man who clean sweeped us all in race 1, hasn't set a time yet. The pressure is well and truly on the Sodi Motorsport entry. I wonder how he came up with that name. Anyway, something to discuss. I digress. We'll discuss that later on. The Sodi Motorsport people, number 45. As here he comes, Cart Dude now. Let's ride him home onto the start finish straight. Yet to set a time. Can he beat a 1:12.431 set by Formula One Rocks? He comes across the line and absolutely.
Oh, here we go. Now he's starting one.
Now I thought.
He just flicked his lights on to let us know.
Yep, I thought 15 seconds off the pace wasn't quite good form for Cart Dude. That sounds more like something I would put in. Geez, I could walk around quicker than that. But anyway, here comes Cart Dude now through turns 1, 2. The beautiful sweeping nature of this course as we come up to turn 3. We ride on board. Look at that, 6,000, 5,000 RPM, third gear. There we go, riding it around down into second. Looks to be possibly Formula One Rocks ahead of him there. I think, no.
Looks like a Mad Dog Racing boy. He might be either... Oh, they got out of the way.
Oh, Cart Dude's around.
Again.
Well...
Oh,
and tell you what, I wouldn't like to be one of those cones on this track because they're copping it left, right and centre, Jason. But it was Rhino who possibly distracted him, sent him offline, and now the pressure is on Cart Dude.
He didn't really do too much wrong. He got out of the way. I think Ken just put off the drive. I think Cart Dude actually grabbed the curb, which can throw the car around. So, although Cart Dude's, I think this will be his third lap he's actually finishing here. So. See with the spin, he might even jump up. What's he going to go? 15.6. So this is fourth lap, so I reckon if he probably should quickly jump in the pits and go back out. But
I tell you what, Jace, while our man Cart Dude tries to get back onto pole position here for race 2, have a look at positions number 2 and 3. Ridey and Fubbles. Nothing separating the two there, Mad Dog Racing. Have a look at that, a 1:12.592 for both drivers there. I'm guessing Ridey gets the front row position, having set the time first. I'm assuming it works the same as it does in other motorsport categories, but nothing separating them as we count down. Less than 3 minutes remaining here in qualifying 2.
Yeah, that's actually quite... shows how close the boys are here, as another close one on Nemo just improved. Nemo and Andy in P6 and 7 were actually pretty close as well, but yeah, there's a few close guys. Mickey and Rhino were pretty close, and let's just see where Cart Dude is as he comes on. This looks like a better lap.
Here he comes.
Let's see what he can do.
Across the start finish line, what can he do, Jason, and for everyone watching at home? He has just said, guess what? I'm better than all of you. He's gone I tell you what, look at that, a 1:12.0. Not as quick as what he could set in race 1, but he's just told everybody else to get stuffed because he's on pole position, less than 2 minutes to go in qualifying.
But that was his fourth or fifth lap. Hang on, let me have a look. That was his fourth lap he just did then to get that 12.0. So if he had have jumped in time, he's run out of time now, which he might be getting blocked tomorrow. He's actually got no fuel left. He's only got 0.9 litres left, so that's his probably done. As he's going to go straight back out. Yeah, he is. So he wants to give one more crack, but vigorously as he's going to try and start a lap.
Well, so just over a minute remaining there as drivers frantically. This is what we spoke about, Jace, in the opening minutes. We said that if you don't get out there, set a time early, there is that pressure on you, and Formula One Rocks on the ragged edge. Here he goes across the start-finish line. And what can he do? No, he might be starting his hot lap.
He's 7 seconds slower than lap.
Those lights are on.
Though, if he does a better lap than Cart Dude, Cart Dude's going to be on the absolute limits getting around, as he left the pit lane with 1:16 to go and wasn't up at full speed, so it's going to be very close. You have to do a pretty quick outlap, so we keep an eye on that as we watch Formula One Rocks here. Ridey still in P3. Who's missing that was there? So Rhino P11, Waffles P10, Womp up to P6, so good job by him, as I didn't mean to do that. So P6 from Womp, which is actually really good time from him.
Now, less than 20 seconds remaining. Our main photographer there into the 112s. But look at this, Formula One Rocks, 10 seconds remaining. Is Cart Dude going to make it? Look at this, here we go. Let's ride on board with Cart Dude. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, he's missed out. So that is the
what's Formula One Rocks going to do?
So, Formula One Rocks, can he displace Cart Dude off a pole position? He needs a 1:12.0. Can he crack into the 1:11s? No, he can't.
No.
He can't improve.
No, he can't.
What can...
Nightjohn's popped up the P3, so he does the exact same lap time again.
And he does the same time. What is going on? Oh my goodness, 1:12.592 is the time. Everyone's setting at the moment. This happened, James.
I don't understand how that works though.
This
Nightjon did it the last out of the three of them, and so maybe it goes into decimal places we cannot see. So maybe his was like a 5921, and then Righty was a 5922 or something, because that is quite. Well, you're never going to see that. Three cars doing the exact same lap time in quali.
Well, screenshot that for everyone watching at home. We had comments on the stream just a moment ago, Jay, saying go Nige Guns and good luck Nige Guns. But have a look at that, 1:12.592.
Bubbles might try and...
As Bubbles,
yes, he does. P3.
Well, he just breaks the trend there. It wasn't a 1:12.592, it was a 1:12.561. I have seen that in real life racing there as well, Jace. Back the 97 European Grand Prix, the championship decider when Frentzen, Schumacher and Villeneuve all got the same time. Villeneuve on that occasion getting pole position because he set the fastest time first. Jason says, I wasn't even born then, as the qualifying session.
I was 2 actually. I was 2 years old, so...
You were 2.
I don't remember it, obviously.
No, it was on YouTube, Jace. Anyway, so there we go. Kart Dude continuing the clean sweep for Sodi Motorsport, taking pole position with a 1:12 flat. Then it's Formula One Rocks, better qualifying for him second time around with a 1:12.4. Yes. Then the 1:12.5 boys come along. 5.6, 561 I should say for Fubbles. Nige Guns, 2 Guns Racing third and fourth there with that famous 1:12.592, a 1:12.592 for Righty as well. Waffles there in sixth, Womp in seventh. Good qualifying for Womp.
Yeah, look how
Nemo.
close those two are too. Womp and Nemo, very close there. They're with the teammates. So
yep, the two
Womp showing Nemo who's boss there as he gets the P7.
The two boys from across the Tasman getting the job done there. Andy in ninth, Compact in 10th. As you can scroll down, I think Kid Buyers, can you?
Yep.
Yeah, hang on a second.
No, you can't. We'll go back to the race and
we can. Rhino in 11th, just to finish off these results. Mickey in 12th, Heckerkosh in 13th, and Latex, our man from Deutschland, in 14th. So here we go, 16 laps again. You know the drill. Race 2 here, round 2 of the SRL Project Cars 2. I tell you what, it's been a season so far of clean sweeps. It was Formula One Rocks last week in Long Beach. This time it's Kart Dude. As we take a look down the grid, let's take a look. We can call it Jason's grid walk. It doesn't look like there's too many people to talk to. But anyway, Formula One Rocks, Fubbles there in third, continuing his good form. Who else can we find, Jace? Nige Guns in fourth, Righty in fifth, Waffles in sixth for On the Couch Racing, Womp in seventh. Taking a good picture there. Tell you what, that'll look good, wouldn't it, from P7 on the grid. Nemo in eighth, Andy in ninth. As we continue going in the order, Compact in 10th. Our man Rhino getting his horns out in 11th. Boy, that joke, yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean. So Mickey there in 12th. 13th for our glorious Luftwaffe man, Heckerkosh. And I beg your pardon, it's Latex is our Führer, isn't he? Anyway, so there we go. I'm sure if he doesn't like the German jokes, he will let us know. As I contrast... Great to have your company yet again this week. He's tipping Fubbles for the win. I reckon there might be a public holiday in whatever town he lives in.
Melbourne,
if that happens in Melbourne. Boy, that's not too far away from me. I can come down and celebrate as well. So here we go. We're sinking. We're ready to go racing. Kartu, P1. Can he make it a clean sweep here in round 2 at Willow Springs? We go green and away we go. And Formula One Rocks jumps Kartu off the line. What can Kartu? Can he answer back? Shocking start from our man for Sodi Motorsport. Formula One Rocks, our championship leader. There's contact. Waffles is off. Somebody else off in the background there. Mickey having a moment. And they're all off at the back. Memories of Long Beach from a week ago. Absolute carnage. And it's Formula One Rocks and Kartu. He's right with him. He made a bad start, but he's still right there with him. And let's have a look at this. Look at this. First, second, third, fourth. They are all together. Nemo's up to P3.
Where'd Kartu go?
Where did Kartu
drop out?
Kartu's off. And
I think he's glitched. No, he's stuck on track.
And
that's not good.
He's disconnected.
Oh,
tragedy for our man, and Nemo is second for Team Kiwi Racing. Unbelievable!
Look who's right behind him, Bubbles. As I said, we've mentioned it many times, these two do not like each other. So Bubbles is not going to like Nemo finishing. But I could see Nemo start then. Where did he finish? Started P8 and he's up to P2.
But Team Kiwi Racing, look at that. Formula One rocks though. That's only going to improve his championship chances out front. But Fubbles and Nemo, no love lost between these two. I contrast his prediction before the race on our live stream saying Fubbles 888 for the race win. And I reckon these two like each other about as much as me and my sister-in-law. But that's the story for another day. There's plenty of history there. Yes, anyway, enough about that. Latex. Our glorious Fura up to P6, and I tell you what, he's just going very nicely indeed. Righty, where the hell's he, Jace? He's 12th. Mickey in 13th. We like to give these boys a bit of airtime as well, don't we? Mickey for Team Aussie Racing, trying to chase down. Righty is compact now, riding on board with him and Womp. Womp's gone off.
No contact there, I think.
I reckon it's Ericsson's fault. No. So he's gone off the track. Look at that. Lap 2 out of 16 going right through the order. Then down to Nige Guns in 10th. Oh, I tell you what, Womp there. He looks all out of shape there. He looked all at sea. Can Nige Guns make a move on him coming through to complete lap 2? I'm going at about 200 words a minute. Yep, I've got a fresh bottle of water there to soften the vocal cords. Jason, it's action aplenty here again in race 2.
Yeah, Brody just sent me a little, Car2 just sent me a little message saying RIP Championship, so he's a little bit upset that he disconnected. It's always pretty average when the connection stops a potential good race between him and Formula 1 Rock, so
well,
at the moment he is 2.4, 2.3, yeah, so as we've seen last week, F1 Rocks, once he gets in front, he is a very hard man to catch, so Waffles.
Well, I tell you what, Rhino going off there, Jace, giving Waffles the chance to go through, and in fact he has done that now. As well, Waffles up to P4, Rhino P5, Latex. I'm not sure what the number 6 is in German, but he's doing very nicely indeed now. Keep your comments coming in on the live stream. Andy for On The Couch Racing up to P8. And plenty of action in that midfield. Have a look at the track map, Jason, and for everyone watching at home, how congested it is here, lap 3 out of 16.
Yes, it's actually a lot more, well, it's a lot closer than it was in the first race. And Fug was still working away at the back of Nemo, so I'll tell you what, if Nemo gets a podium, there is going to be a massive holiday and celebration down in New Zealand land, as I'll let you do the, I've got to stop trying the, the accent.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, that's why we work so well as a team, Jace. What I can't do, you pick up on, and vice versa. We help each other out. Cart Dude is absolutely gutted as Optus. He said they'll be getting a phone call. And I tell you what, Nemo, we said it, there'll be a public holiday in New Zealand if he could finish in P2 here. And he was pretty pissed off last week, but he might be pretty happy, if he can keep, I tell you what, you want to keep it on the black stuff there, Nemo, otherwise you won't be doing anything. There'll be no public holidays for anybody. As Bubbles there as we go down to compact. And look at that, my boy Jono.
Looks closer on the
V8 man. 51 there. Geez, I tell you what, I get distracted easily, don't I? I get distracted by these comments, Jace, when there's so much on-track action. Happy WRC stacking there to our man, Dino. Dane. Oh, stop getting us mixed up, kid buyers. Anyway, enough about that. Formula 1 Rocks. We have to get a Dean impression in there every week. Don't we love it? So just recapping, lap 5 out of 16 Fubbles. This battle for P2. And Two Guns Racing Fubbles. He finished in P3 last week, equaling his best finish. Well, it was his best finish ever on the controller. So while he's away there bashing R2 and L2, Jace, he is doing very nicely. That gap, only half a second.
Yes, R2 and L2 basher. See, look at this down at the Gravity corner, as I say. Look how close it is between all these. I think it's P5 is causing the bottleneck, which is Latex, which might be passed by Rhino on the outside. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's very close there. I can ride on board quickly with maybe Andy to see what's going on.
And I'll tell you what, Latex there.
Waffles and stuff get away.
Now, this is interesting. 5th, 6th and 7th all together. Latex, his best finish in SRL from Season 1, Jace, was 9th. Back-to-back 9th finishes in Germany, his home race, of course, and Japan. And this is very interesting. Can he stay in that position and finish P5 and take home 10 World Championship points? As we ride on board with Rhino.
Nemo.
And, what's happened there? Jace.
What's happened?
Fumbles.
I missed it.
Up into
Nemo's had
P2.
must have a spin.
And he's under all sorts of
something.
pressure from the Waffles man himself. And I tell you what, well, it was good while it lasted. But now Nemo under all sorts of pressure and fumbles after finishing P3 last week. I contrast on the stream called it, Jace. He could win this race, but providing nothing happens to Formula One rocks.
Yeah, if he catches up and passes Formula One rocks, I will eat my hat, because F1 rocks is so hard to chase down. You can see he will just control this gap, as the Fumble is actually dropping back at the moment, oh no, 4 seconds, so I think we might ride on board with maybe Waffles, as he's right on the absolute gearbox. I was going to say something else then. Right on the gearbox of Nemo here, and let's see if we can see what happened to Nemo last lap. He might have ran wide, maybe you can see he's holding it very tight through there.
He's all over all over Nemo, I should say. Waffles and Bits is all over Nemo, riding him like Seabiscuit at the Kentucky Derby. Anyway, you heard it here first. If Bubbles catches and passes Formula One rocks, I think I heard Jason off air say that he'll do a nudie run down the Burke Street Mall with his one and only Simba. And have a look at that. Oh, enough about that. Rhino here now. P6 looking for P5. And side by side through turn 1. That keeps Andy interested as well, and also Nige. But look at this. Look at this action. These are the boys that make this championship so exciting. Andy 7th. Can he get 6th place? Look how close. Oh, he's looking at that. We're in the box seat, Jason, for this one.
Load there. Oh, don't turn in.
They're side by side, Rhino and Latex. I
nice
think
move.
Oh, gee whiz, I tell you what, he's through at Latex. Or is it Nige? No, Latex is still in P5. No. Nige Guns and Rhino, I think it was, making a mistake there.
Andy jumping up into, it's a nice sneaky move up the inside. Rhino has been pushed back to P8 now. So Nige Guns, again, he started P3, I think it was, and he dropped down. So he's coming back through the field, which is always good to see. I think it was right, he had it spin. Maybe it was contact, I'm not sure. But
well, we're getting comments here about what kind of hat will you be eating, Jace, if Fubbles can take the win tonight. As we get back to the on-track action. Lap 8 out of 16. Oh, Formula One rocks!
Oh, no.
There was a problem! Oh, my goodness!
Oh, no.
I thought we'd lost him.
No, he must have come off the track, and unfortunately my diet doesn't allow hats to be eaten, so isn't that just the same? Yeah, it's the same, don't worry about that. Well, I better hope for the lotto. I haven't won the lotto in a while, might win that tomorrow, so yeah, so Fubbles now in the lead.
Bubbles, this is really unbelievable. What a turn up for the books. A man who couldn't finish higher than 5th in season number 1 of Project Cars 2 racing here on SRL. He is now in the lead of this race. The controller man, the pad hacks man, the man who's beating his R2 buttons off harder than... we might leave it there anyway. Lap 9 out of 16 now.
Through.
And, I tell you what, we've got some changes here in the order. Jono back to P1, please, says Dane. Nige Guns now. Thank you, Dane, for your comments. Oh, look at this Nige on Andy for P5. He's got him.
Oh, hang on. He squeezed him out. Oh, I think there was enough room there, I think. Uh-oh.
We're just waiting for...
Latex back
they're both off.
And he's ran. Latex has just said, see you later, Andy. I'm going to push you off the track then by the looks of it.
A little bit of Alvita Zen for you.
He didn't lose.
He's gone off the track. What a Dunkov he's saying there.
Rhino's dropped down too.
And Rhino, where's he gone? Out of the points. And he's around. Well, that's about where I ended up in one of the practice races before the start
Rhino's up too.
the start of the season. They're all off there. And Team Kiwi Racing Womp deciding to come through up into the points, can you believe? Unbelievable stuff. I can't talk too loud because I've got a sleeping baby in the house. I'm going to get a fierce talking to after this race, but this is just how this season has got me, Jace. Fantastic stuff. Unbelievable.
Oh, what is going on?
What a season we've got. Somebody's turned the sprinklers on here on the track because this is incredible. They all went off together, and Bubbles, look at that, the gap now 4 seconds. Incredible. Yeah. I'd be getting that sauce ready for that hat. Not a good part of your daily diet. Anyway, oh geez, I love the look of these cars, don't you, Jace? Here we go. Oh, Waffles.
Oh, might be getting past him. Nemo, this is battle for P3 here, so Nemo wants to get on that podium.
P3, Jace. Battle for the podium. He's going to send him the long way around here, is he? Coming through the rabbit's ear area, which is named that because it probably looks like a rabbit's ear. On the couch racing now, looking to get a podium finish here ahead of Nige, who's a bit further down. But look at this battle, Jace. Look at this, side by side coming through the final sweeper corner, turn 9. Riding here with Waffles now for On the Couch Racing. Look at this, just behind Nemo, lap 10, 10 gone, 6 to go. Here we go onto the main straight. Oh, I tell you what, there's Formula One rocks. You can see him just up ahead there as my dog's disappeared. Anyway, oh, he's going to be struggling a bit here, Jace. What is going on in this race?
Dropped off the pace. Bubbles doing 12.9s and falling off doing 13.6s with these boys here. So maybe Bubbles, as Rhino has spun in the background, I think, which might be going down P13. Yes, he is. So Rhino in P13, so he's having a shocking round this super spring round. But here's all the action here. Waffles, looks like he's got a bit more pace than Nemo, but Nemo is defending well, defending fair at the moment, so hopefully he doesn't overstep the line and start weaving. But this is this is a very hot battle here.
Tough but fair. This is hotter than you name it, hotter than bloody. The sun at the moment, geez, I tell you what, it hasn't been a good night for the one-liners. But anyway, look at this. Waffles defends 4th. Nemo under all sorts of pressure in 3rd. Get your questions and comments in on the live stream. 8 people watching this live stream, 50 comments. Raise your badge, Jace. We've reached the 50 comments mark. Lap 11 out of 16. And Bubbles, that gap is getting bigger and bigger all the time.
He's stretching the leg.
5 seconds. Well, it's going down though now, Jace. As soon as I say that, 4.6 back up to 5 as we continue with this battle now. So about 5 laps to go, 4 laps, I beg your pardon. Bubbles, like we said, he didn't finish higher than 5th in season 1. Finished 3rd for his first ever podium. And now he's going to go 2 steps higher as we look at Waffles now. Looking, will he go left? Will he go right? Side by side through the
round the outside.
Round the outside. No, he's gone off.
Run out of road. Oh, he ran out of road.
Well, Nemo lives to fight another day. And that's what I absolutely find amazing about this series, don't you, Jace? The midfielders, the lower ranked guys from Season 1 are coming out, getting podiums and even possibly winning races in Season 2.
Yes, it's always good to see the guys who are in there week in, week out get some reward, which at the moment, these two here, Nemo and Waffles, had an absolutely terrible race. Terrible round last week at Long Beach. So they've been absolutely practicing. I thought Waffles running off the track there. They've been practicing like mad since then. So it's proven well. P3 and 4. So who can get on the ends of that podium, that last step? But at the moment, Fubbles must have made a mistake. He went 2 seconds slower that lap.
Oh,
so whether he's gone a little bit too hard and starting to push on that front left tyre a little bit as F1 Rocks goes back into the low 13s and just kicks up a bit of dust as he drives off there. But
oh my goodness, Jace, I know what you mean. It's down to 3 seconds now. 2 point less than 3 seconds. I reckon Fubbles could be in some trouble. Can he hold on and win this race? Formula One Rocks there, you can see him. Look at that, he's got him in the sights, he's got him in the crosshairs. Just 3 laps to go. Formula One Rocks, Jace, he's been here before. He knows what's required. We can also see some traffic up ahead too, Jace. Is that going to play a factor later in the race? Look at that, they're two cars battling up ahead as, tell you what, Fubbles there. Look at that, is he going to get that car around the corner? And we've got a little hammer next to us here, Jace, in our commentary box, don't we? And we've got the Fubbles impersonation ready to go. And we will use that hammer and smash that. If he wins, we'll break the glass and Jace will pull out some enormously humorous content post-race. But anyway, enough about that as we like to go down the order there, Jace. Righty for Mad Dog Racing in P8. We've got to keep some of these back markers happy, Jace. Compact in P9.
Compact P9.
Latex.
Drop down P10.
Oh, Alvita Zane to you too for Sakumi Racing Performance. Womp there in P11. Looking to get some good pictures of the sunsets here at Willow Springs Raceway. Mickey now. Mickey, position number 12 there, battling with Rhino further down the field. For Team Aussie Racing, it looks like Mickey's there up into P12. They're a bit further back from Womp.
These boys get. Looks like he's only down to 2.9 seconds now as Rhino just holy
Rhino
he had a massive crash on the left of the screen there, you might have seen that.
Rhino kindly removes himself from proceedings there, giving Fubbles a clear. Well, that's one less he's got to worry about, that's for sure. As Waffles and Bits, we ride on board with him now. Nemo not too far up ahead, there's some traffic there.
That's Rhino, he's getting out of the way as best he can through that corner. It's a very tricky corner to get out of the way there.
And,
but let's see this last lap times at the top left here. So 13.1 for Fubbles and a 12.8 for Fallen Rock. So you can see he's closing, but I think he's going to run out of laps unless this laps car here, which is Mickey, if he doesn't get out of the way or he runs off the track, which almost looks like he's about to.
Well,
if he doesn't, yes, we'll have a new winner.
It could be a sure thing, and I can't wait to crack out there's a new winner in Project Cars Racing in the David Croft voice, Jason Wilkinson as well. We love our impressions each and every week as Rhino. I think he might have a penalty down there at P13, but anyway, lap 15 out of 16. Where do we think you'd finish, Cartoon, if you didn't drop out? Well, that's a very good question. I think you'd be right up there at the sharp end, my friend, fighting for victory and a perfect round for you. But anyway, to finish first you must finish or not get disconnected. But anyway, here goes Waffles now. P4, we're riding on board with Fubbles. There's lap traffic up ahead. Mickey, he's still got all four wheels and tyres pointing in the right direction at the moment. He's got it on the black stuff. And I reckon in his entire Project Cars 2 SRL League racing career, there's not going to be a lap where Fubbles' fingers are going to be more sweaty than now on those R2 and L2 buttons on his pad. Because past the Manitou, Jace, this will be the most intense lap of his career, and he's still got Formula One rocks breathing down his neck.
Oh yes, come on Mickey, get out of the way, do the right thing. The boys all got speaking to about blue flags, so hopefully, yes he does, he drives right off into your neck of the woods, out into the water tower, getting out of the way, but right on.
Off to my favourite silo here. Now let's ride this man home. The man from, the man from Two Guns Racing with the man from Shake and Bake Racing breathing down his neck. We see it so much, don't we, in a young man's career? We saw Alonso fight off Schumacher back at San Marino all those years ago. A big, big test for this young man. He's coming up. He's just got two corners now, one corner to go through turn 9 now. Turn 8 into turn 9, the long sweeper. He didn't finish higher than 5th in Season 1. Got his first podium last week at Long Beach for Season 2. And he's going to come across the line to win here at Willow Springs Raceway. His first win. There's a new winner in SRL Project Cars 2 Racing. Formula One Rocks finishes second. That's not bad for his championship either. Nemo in third for Team Kiwi Racing. Waffles in fourth. Nige Guns getting down and dirty as he comes across the line to finish fifth. Andy in sixth. Hecka Kosh, a good result for him for Sakumo Racing in P number 7. Righty in P8. Latex, Compact, I beg your pardon, in coming through to, these guys are still running, aren't they, Jace? What are we talking about? I'm bringing them home, and they haven't got there yet. Latex, so I tell you what, Fubbles, crack the champagne open. Let's get the party started in here, because this is going to be one hell of a party there. Where every Melbourne, that's right. I tell you what, hold the champagne, keep it on ice, Fubbles. We can go and party with him, Jace. As we wait for the final, there we go. Get the donuts, get in there, gets in there, Fubbles.
Yeah, I missed Cartoon's donuts, so I made sure we got Fubbles donuts.
Woo, Thank you guys.
And
I love you guys.
Last guy just finishing the lap now, so it's going to cut out. But good donuts, Fubbles, not bad.
Good
Give you a 10 out of
donuts,
10
Bubbles.
for that.
Just, I tell you what, I'm going to buy him a new controller after that effort. There we go. The final results on your screen. A new winner in SRL Project Cars 2 Asia Pacific League Racing. Fubbles taking the win, 2.5 ahead of Formula 1 Rocks for Shake and Bake in second. Nemo taking a podium finish for Team Kiwi Racing. The surprise results continue. On the couch racing, Waffles in fourth, Nige Guns in fifth, Andy in sixth. Good result for Hekakosh too there in seventh, Righty in eighth, Compact ninth, Latex in 10th. As we quickly go through the rest of the order there, Wamp in 11th, our cameraman Mickey in 12th, Rhino in 13th for Mad Dog Racing. As we take a look at your podium and our championship results, there we go. So Formula 1 Rocks, 4 starts, 4 podium finishes for him, 83 points ahead of Fubbles. Fubbles, that's right. Don't adjust your television screens, Jace, in P2 in the championship. Cart Dude, unfortunate that he disconnected in P3, our race 1 winner tonight. Waffles, HSV, the rest of the results there on your screen. As we take a look at the constructors' standings, I'm talking a million miles an hour because that's going to cut out very shortly. Shake and Bake continuing there, 110 points from Two Guns in second on 84. Sodi in third, on the couch in fourth. Mad Dog on 36 points. Team Kiwi Racing on 24 points. Sakumo in seventh on 15. And Team Aussie Racing round out your championship standings in eighth. Jason Wilkinson, what a race.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm just sorry. I just finished eating my hat just then, so as everyone's shooting out messages from all the boys saying well done, Fubbles.
High contrast too. Called it.
Yeah,
he called it early.
He did call it. So I contrast. Do you have the TAS ladder numbers for tomorrow? I would much appreciate it. As how you going, Fubbles? Are you going to give us a good 30-second wait before you an answer, or
no?
Got an echo coming through, mate. How are you feeling? The winner.
Ever since I started racing in this series, fifth.
Well, that's all changed tonight, Fubbles. We're so happy for you, mate. So like we said in the call, you hadn't finished higher than P5, I think, last season. You've got your first podium last week, I should say, at Long Beach. Yeah. You skipped P2. You thought, bugger going into P2. I'll skip the middleman, and you went straight to P1 for your first win tonight, mate. It must be an amazing feeling.
Probably, definitely, yes. I'm like,
good man. A bit speechless at the moment.
Well,
no, there's absolutely no way I could beat Formula 1 Rocks, not on pace.
Do you know what happened? Because we didn't...
No, he crashed in front of me. He spun off the second corner.
Okay,
like
so we sort of just missed it. During the start of the race, when you got up to P2, I said if you can catch Formula 1 Rocks, who is notoriously very hard to catch and pass, I said I'll eat my hat, and then before you know it, you're in front. So it's on the stream. I actually had eye contrast, say before the race, Fubbles for the win. So yeah, so you got a bit of fan base at the moment, mate. So congratulations.
I think I just got lucky.
Well, luck doesn't come into it, does it, Joe? I mean, you mentioned luck, mate, but you've still got to get the job done over the 16 laps.
Or as one line goes in Monty Python, you lucky bastard.
Well, I don't know what
was. Guys.
I don't know what was better. Thanks very much for joining us there, Fubbles. I don't know what was better, the win, the donuts, or that impersonation there to finish off, but he's working beautifully. Like we said, taking his first ever win. All of the above. He's ticking all the boxes, our man Fubbles. Nice young man too, as he leaves the party off to get his champagne, cocaine and hookers. Oh, can we mention
9:27 is close enough to 9:30.
Yeah, we're 9:27. We can go with it, Jace. Let me tell you, I'll be down at Crown Casino with Fubbles and your good self after you've eaten your hat, done your nudie run through the Burke Street Mall with Simba. Maybe we can do that after going to Crown Casino. As Jono, our championship leader, joins the party. Jono, unfortunate there. You looked to have a bit of an incident there in race 2. But in terms of the championship, my good man, you still are on track to make up for last season.
Yeah, I'm pretty annoyed with myself for spinning. But yeah, good points. And I wasn't the fastest here, so it's good to get those points.
Well, They all count, don't they, Jace? Now, looking ahead, mate, not a bad, well, a bit, I guess you could say mixed results after your clean sweep at Long Beach. But there's still 8 rounds.
Still pretty good.
Yes, there we go. I mean, you got a clear championship lead as we take a look again at the championship positions. Mate, I can't count, but there's a fair lead there in the championship. But like we said, 4 starts, 4 podiums. You've got to still be happy with that because it's all about consistency, isn't it, when it comes to the championship?
Yeah, it definitely is, mate. Especially when it seems like everyone's going to miss a race or something. So,
Yeah. That's it.
definitely
Well,
is
thanks for joining us, mate. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again next week. Take it easy.
Thanks, champions.
No worries. Very nice of Formula One Rocks to join us there, our championship leader, and now everybody's favourite. I think we say this about everyone, but this man is an absolute bloody superstar for Team Kiwi Racing. He was pretty pissed off last week, but he's pretty happy this week. It's Nemo. Nemo, my name's Nemo. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. What about that result? A podium finish and a fantastic battle as well with Waffles there to boot. Good result tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off, eh? Nah, I'm over the moon, eh? Like, I can't believe it. Like, if you look back at my first race last week, I was like 10 seconds off the pace, and and now I'm in bloody podium. But if I don't start off, I reckon I could have got,
Well, yeah, you were in P2. Did you? What happened there? Because we weren't riding on board
My
when you
brakes
went to
didn't
P3. Oh, beautiful. That's always good to have in the V8.
Yeah, no, I went off and I was like, oh no. And then I've seen Jono go off too. I was like, oh man, I could have been, But I'll take it.
Mate, P3, good job.
Yeah, no, I'd like to say...
improvement from last week. You wanted to get back. Yeah, well, you did, but luckily you didn't. See, what were you going to say?
Exactly. I'd like to say massive sorry to Brody. What happened to his net? Hey, like he didn't deserve it. He deserved more. Retire. But
well, hopefully you can get onto the phone to Optus and abuse him because I think we actually announced it. You're signed a deal with Sodi Motorsport. Is that a technical partnership? Was that?
Yep, that's correct.
Well,
you want to go into a little bit more detail, or?
Yeah, no,
shut up, staring. What's going on?
Probably about an hour before the race, we decided to get together with Sodi Motorsport, and we're technical partners now. So that means we share setups, we practice together, and yeah. So looking forward to that journey.
Tonight.
Yeah,
well,
big show tonight actually.
Good, bloody good show tonight from you, Nemo. Congratulations on a podium finish. Could have been more, mate, but still, P3. You happy? Got to be happy with that.
P3.
After last week, so congratulations, mate, and all the best for next week. Speaking of next week, Jace, are we ready? Almost ready to wrap up here from Willow Springs Raceway in California. Almost done for another week. The second.
Quickly go through what is next session. So next week goes into the normal rounds. So it's a 20-minute quali in a race that's around 30 to 40 minutes. So a little bit longer, and we travel to China for Zhuhai Grand Prix.
Oh, sorry there, Jace. I spoke over you there, my good man. We head to
done.
we head to the Zhejiang province. I think I've said that right. I've offended 1.1 billion Chinese people. I had to Google where Zhuhai was. It's in Macau. Beautiful city, beautiful part of the world. We'll be heading there from the United States this week to China next week. Thank you. Hope to have your company for next week, Jason. Thanks very much for joining us again for another week.
Yes, thank you, and all the best this week, boys, and we'll see you next week.
All the very best. Looking forward to seeing it. Thanks again, Jace. Thanks to everyone watching the live stream at home. Don't forget to get involved. All the W's. .supremeracingleague.com.au. If you want to get involved, it's bye for now. See you guys next week.